Hello and welcome to another episode of the HT Physio Quick Tips series. My name is Will Harlow and I'm the Over-Fifties Specialist Physio here at HT Physio in Farnham. And today we're going to be talking about the exercise you should avoid if you have pain in your Achilles tendon. Now, the Achilles tendon is a short, fat tendon at the back of your ankle, which joins your heel to your calf, okay? And this tendon is basically what attaches your calf muscle to your heel. So it allows you to push up using your toes. So we use our Achilles tendon every single time we walk. Now, Achilles tendon problems can happen to just about anyone, but they are more common in over 50s. And they usually come about because someone has just suddenly increased their activity from not doing too much. So the most common time that we see it is if someone is usually quite sedentary and then they decide, I'm going to take up walking. And they start walking 5 or 10 miles every day. And before long, their Achilles tendon is really hurting. And the reason it's come about is usually a supply and demand mismatch in terms of strength and flexibility. So if you're trying to do lots on your legs and your legs just aren't quite ready for it, the place that problem often shows up in is the tendons, and the Achilles can be one of the most common ones. Now, there is an exercise that almost all of my clients who come to see me with this problem are doing before they come and meet me, and I often have to tell them to stop doing it. So it's an exercise that actually sounds quite intuitive. It sounds like it should be the thing you're doing, and that is to stretch the calf and the Achilles tendon. Now, in reality, stretching the calf and stretching the Achilles tendon can do your Achilles tendon more harm than good, especially when it's inflamed and it's sore. Now, the reason it can do your Achilles tendon more harm than good is because when you're stretching a tendon that's already irritated, it can actually compress the area between the tendon and the bone and make the problem feel worse. And this is especially true if your pain happens to be right where the tendon meets the heel bone, which it is quite commonly for many people. So I'm going to demonstrate now the exercise you should be avoiding if you have Achilles tendon problems. Obviously, everyone is different, so for some people this exercise might be okay, but if you're watching this video and you've got Achilles tendon problems, I would err on the side of caution and avoid this exercise until you get personalized advice. Now, the exercise that you should ideally avoid if you have an Achilles tendon problem is the calf stretch. So let's say that my right leg has the Achilles tendon problem. So the pain would be right here on the tendon, right at the back. I can pinch it, and if that feels quite sore, chances are you could have a problem with your Achilles tendon. Now, the thing that feels most obvious to do is to stretch it because it can feel quite tight. So the thing that people often do when they come and see me is this stretch, where you've got one leg in front of the other. This is the painful leg, and you lean forward and you get a nice stretch in your calf. And it might actually feel quite nice at the time when people do it, but the problem is it can make the problem worse, okay? It can compress the tendon and it can irritate it and it can stop it from getting better as quick. So avoid the calf stretch if you have an inflamed and aggravated Achilles tendon, unless a professional has specifically told you it's the right thing for you to be doing. So now we've seen the exercise that we should be avoiding if we have an Achilles tendon problem. What should we do instead? Obviously, we can't just sit there and wait for it to go away, because these tendon problems, if you don't do something about them, quite often they just keep coming. Every time you try to be more active, it will come back, unless we're fixing that supply and demand mismatch. So I'm going to show you how to do something that's going to rehabilitate your calf and your Achilles tendon and actually build strength in the structure so the tendon is less likely to become inflamed. So now we know what not to do with an Achilles tendon. Let's talk about what we should be doing to fix this injury instead. Now, ideally, to fix this problem, what we need to do is we need to get some strength back into the affected calf. And there's a really nice way you can do this at home. I'm going to demonstrate it now. So all you need for this exercise is something to hold on to, typically the back of a chair or a kitchen worktop or something like that. I'm going to use the chair just because it's easier to show you for the video. So you'll start by standing, okay? And you're just going to have your hands on the thing just to keep your balance. Now the first thing you're going to do on both feet is you're just going to go up onto your tiptoes on both sides. You're going to hold yourself up nice and high, and then bearing in mind this is my painful leg and this is my good leg, okay? I'm going to take away my good leg and slowly lower myself back down just using the painful side. Now when we get to the bottom, we're going to put the good leg back down and repeat. So up on 2, take the good one away, and slowly, to the count of about 3 or 4, down on the bad one. Okay? Up on 2, take it away, slowly down on 1. And you're probably going to want to repeat that about 10 or 15 times in a row. And the goal here is by the end of the set, to have a bit of an ache at the back of the calf on the affected side. So it should feel like it's done some work. Now, it shouldn't really be a painful exercise on the Achilles tendon. It should feel comfortable. But if you're doing this exercise and you're struggling, if it feels sore, then you need to stop what you're doing and go and get some help from a professional. So that's it. So I've given you your exercise to do instead of a calf stretch. Obviously, you must go and check this out with your local physio or your doctor before you start trying, because it won't be suitable for everyone, but for many people, this is the right way to fix an Achilles tendon problem. Now, if you're at home and you're over 50 and you've got a couple of aches and pains that just aren't budging, there's a couple of things you can do. If you're in the Farnham area, please do feel free to get in contact with me here at HT Physio. If you're not, or you would like to simply get some more advice about how to be more active, then you can pick up a copy of my book, which is called Thriving Beyond 50, and it'll give you 78 natural strategies for restoring your mobility and living a life free from pain pills in your 50s and beyond. That's another option. Alternatively, there's free guides that you can find below this video as well, and you can download those today. And obviously, if you subscribe to this channel, you'll continue to get good videos like this one, which can help you ease painful problems at home. But I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I look forward to speaking to you on the next video. Ta-ra for now.